Oh, welcome back, everybody. We're still working on this CJ-5, 1974 model. Welcome to Surviving Maine on a 20-acre farm. I'm Tim. And basically this was starting to wander a lot on the road. So we've already tightened up the wheel bearings. I discovered it had a leaky pinion seal. We took care of that. So now we're going to set the toe in on it. I've got a caster camber gauge coming. Used them a lot in the past on race cars, but I've never owned one myself. I ordered one. So probably in a week or two, we'll just check and see how much camber we have, or caster we have. We've got to check the caster. Camber's preset, can't change that. But the caster on it, I want to see how much we've got, because it's wandering. And, well, it's 1974. It's got a lot of wear. But anyway, we're getting ready to scribe these tires. A lot of people, they think you can just go by, a certain place on the tread, but you can't. You really got to go ahead and scribe everything, which is pretty simple. You just get the old tire going. Why is it I ain't getting that over where it needs to be? We'll get it here in a minute. There we go. Now we'll take a screwdriver or something sharp and we will put a jack stand here and we'll make a line. Now we'll see how this goes. If it gets frigged up too much, all I got to do is re-chalk it and do it again. This is kind of sketchy. I guess I'll go straight in right there. Let's see what that looks like. It did not mark it well, did it? Well, guess we've got to try it a little more aggressive. Make sure we ain't moved nothing. Few one spots on the tire. This didn't mark there, but I'll put that up. And that's run out of the tire is what that's doing. It's traveling away from the screwdriver. But we got a good mark. Pretty thin, which is what you want. So I'll go to the other side, do the other side. I'm not going to film it. I'm going to set this down, roll it back and forth. I'm going to go get Carol, and she will hold one end of the tape measure, and we'll see what our toe in is. Okay, Carol just left. I didn't film because we was doing a lot of talking while we was doing it, but the front is 70 and 7/16. Now we was pulling 16 inches on the tape so that she had them two triangles there at 16 inch. It's easy to line up that way. She had her glasses on too, so we know we did this measurement and this measurement 3 times each. Came up with the same thing every time. So 70 and 7/16 was the front. The back was 70 and 17/32, which is a 30 seconds less than 9/16. So 3/32 is what we were off. That's exactly what the book spec calls for. Couldn't believe that it was that close. She rocked the steering wheel. I checked all the front end stuff. There is nothing worn in this thing. So, and I don't know why. Some of the nuts are almost corroded right off. I'm positive it's all original stuff. I don't know if we can, yeah, let me get a light here. That old stuff's been on there a long time. The cotter pins are about ready to be rotted off. They may not be original, but They're blue. They've been on there for a long time. But this thing was tan originally. So I don't know if they're original or not. They're all tight. And yeah, I'm going to take that plug out here and check my oil and bring you back in a little bit. As long as that is full of oil, I'm going to do a quick grease, tire pressures, and we'll take it for a spin. So when I was chatting a minute ago, I don't know if I spoke right or not. I run 18 in the front, 16 in the back. So when you swap everything all around, you end up with high pressure in the back, low pressure in the front. So you got to adjust them a little. But I just came up to the back here, which this one was on the right front, and I don't know. See, I got to have the higher pressure gauge right here. I put a 20-pound gauge on it because, you know, they're more accurate at low pressure. And I got to this and it pegged it. And it's got 24 pounds. Now, all the rest of them were where they were supposed to be. So, actually, I'm going to let this down, I guess. I'll let it down to about 18. Get my lower pressure. Yeah, still pegs it right out. But we'll get it down to 18 or 20. That might have been why it wasn't handling good. If I had one tire that was, you know, 6 pounds over the others, especially on a steering axle. I don't know how I got one that much difference, but I did. That's 19, that's close enough. I may lose some before I ever have to put it on if I do. But yeah, somehow it had way too much air pressure. But I'm going to continue adjusting. Well, let's see what this one is. This one came off the front also. Yeah, this one had 24 pounds on it also. The actual book calls for 20, front and rear. And these are a bigger tire by about 1 inch wider than what they originally had on them. So that's why I've cut them back just a little bit because it rides like a buckboard if you don't. But that could have yeah, still over 20. Could have been very critical in why it wasn't handling good. Yeah, finally 19 and a half. So we'll take this back down to 16. It doesn't even make the tires bulge because that's 18. That's what we're going to run in the front. I bet that'll make a ride better. Friggin' telemarketers. That is 16 and a half, which is what I put on the other one, because I figure we're going to lose. Yeah, what did I do with the damn cap right there? Figure we'll lose a ½ pound when we go outside in the cold. So, anyway, I'm going to do the front. I'll bring you back. Well, the old girl started sitting outside. Let's take her for a ride. I wanted to check the timing on it, but I didn't get around to that. But release emergency brake. Actually works. I hooked that up last year. I don't use it too often, but it does work. So. See what she acts like going up the road. We'll only go a mile or so. Only about 36 degrees though. It's pretty cold. But Carol said she'd go for a ride in it, so Gonna put our sweatshirts in the back and go for a ride here in a little bit. The road this direction's a lot worse, so I'll go this way just to warm the engine up. See how the handling is. I mean, it still handles like an old Jeep, but it's a lot better than it was. Still bucking a little, she's hot, cold rather. But by the time I get home, she'll be all warm. Yeah, it's handling much better than it was. I don't know if you can see my hand there, the way the camera is, but this is nothing compared to what I used to saw back and forth on it. Pretty happy with the way it's handling now. So I had a multitude of things wrong. Wheel bearings were a little looser than they should have been. The toe end was dead on, but the tire pressures were all wonky. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that probably the tire pressures was most of it. This is, yeah, you can see going from right to left here. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we drove that camper, or pulled that camper, 7,500 miles. And this Route 107 was the worst road that we was on in 7,500 miles. So, kind of makes you wonder about the state of Maine's road capabilities. You know, this is the main road. Anyway, can't bitch about that, nothing you can do about it. You go out through any state in the United States except for Maine, and you know they're all mowing sides of the roads. Maine has given up mowing on the sides of the roads. They just don't do it except for maybe a few roads. Kind of crazy. Anyway, I've ran it long enough. This thing's up to temperature. We still got good oil pressure. We just did the oil change. So anyway, we'll see how she goes here. She's idling good now. We'll put the, oh, there's Carol coming out with a mop bucket. She never stops. Ah, see if we can get some heat. Oh yeah. Nice. That'll feel good here in a little bit. The frost working. These two here are broke. But that one there that actually runs the heat temperature is still good. I'm going to buy 3 new ones eventually. I just haven't done it. Well, the ride to Bethel that we took that afternoon went perfect. But this Jeep is not still handling like it should be. And my next video is going to be installing that gearbox. I did it. I spent almost $500 buying a gearbox. Well, I bought some other stuff too that don't go with the Jeep, so it weren't really that much. But anyway, the gearbox is $290 or something, or $280, I don't remember. And then I bought the tie rods too. I bought everything brand new. And we're going to put them on in the next video. So anyway, keep safe, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.